So I got fired earlier this year in February 2024, and it kind of flipped my life upside down. And now here I am. So let's talk about it. Hey everybody, my name is Janine Nazi, and this is the Imagination of a Millennial channel. I haven't said that yet, but you know, there's no time like the present, right? So yeah, I'm saying it now. So I'm so happy to have like so many people watching, and those of you who are new here, if you've stayed here this long to my channel, then please subscribe, because help a girlie out. You know, YouTube is not easy, so let's help each other out, okay? Yeah, so like, subscribe, and let's move on and get into this video and then get somewhere. So yes, as my title entails, yes, I was fired earlier this year. Was I sad about it? Not really. It did kind of affect me in a way that, you know, I was worried about how I was going to support myself, because no financial support means, you know, I have to rely heavily on my parents. And in as much as I am very, very grateful to still have them in my life, you know, I'm a very independent person, and if I cannot take care of myself, if it bothers me a lot. So I was okay with losing the job. I just wasn't okay with losing a source of income, so I had to figure that out. So I am going to do my makeup, and we're going to talk about that story. So let's get into it. So since my first video, I have been practicing my makeup. You know, I am learning, and I don't have everything I need. I just have a few things, and it's been just fine for me. My makeup routine is a very simple one. I think the only thing I do that is very extravagant is my eyeliner. Other than that, I think everything is fine. So I will definitely put the link in my description for my first video. If you want to go see that, you can go see that and come back to this one, and you can kind of like tell if I have improved since my first video to this one. So I will do my makeup, and then we will start as we talk about this whole drama of how I lost my job. Okay, so how this all began. This actually, I didn't lose my job until, you know, the following week of everything. We actually it started as a conversation on Saturday, where we had a client that was trying to reach out to us on Facebook. Now, it was a real estate firm, right? And I was a real estate assistant, basically handling the job of a real estate agent, doing the things that he didn't want to do. So we were meeting clients, we're going on viewings, just making sure that everything that he wasn't available to do, we were doing that. So we had this client reach out to us on Facebook about a property that they wanted to see, or they'd seen us advertising, and they were very interested about it. I hope my mic isn't interfering. Okay, I will take it off. And so this client reached out to us on Facebook, because the client's obviously abroad, and we don't really deal with, you know, most of our clientele, because it's houses we're selling. Most of our clientele are, you know, expats, foreigners, people who live abroad, people who want to get a property before they come. So sometimes it's, you know, have to deal with rentals, not just sales, all of those things. So this person reached out to us on Facebook, right? And in the process of that happening, we hadn't even realized that we had a client reach out to us on Facebook. Mind you, we check social media like every single day. We go through the chats just to make sure, you know, everything is fine. And we do that every day, but we don't really get people reaching out to us on Facebook. So this was very unusual. But my boss actually saw this, and he had reached out to the client, and he was chatting with her. He was chatting with her about, you know, what she wanted and stuff like that. And instead of finishing his chats with her, he would chat with her and call us and be like, why aren't we speaking to the client, yada yada yada? Why aren't we getting the information that she needs? Why do I have to be doing all of the work? And I'm like, it's your company, shouldn't you be doing some of the work? You don't have to do all of it, but you should at least be doing some of it. And this is a situation where, okay, we had very slow Wi-Fi in the office, which we had informed him about. We definitely told him that the Wi-Fi in office was really slow. All he would do is, like, one time he actually said he he will buy a new SIM card so that we can use that. Another time he said, all we should do is just, change the direction or change the location of the the modem, and then see what happens. Sometimes that works, but sometimes it doesn't work. So we're telling him that, okay, there's Wi-Fi issues, that is why we can't reach the client. So since he's the one chatting, he should get all the information, but it didn't seem Mr. Man wanted to do that one. So I finally reached the client. I was able to contact him. Mind you, the Wi-Fi was still bad, so it was even like worse. It was still slow, and I tried to get her phone number, but like I said, it was slow. So even getting her number was a big issue. Getting her number to WhatsApp at her. Now, those of us who use WhatsApp in Ghana, we know that, sometimes WhatsApp calls don't really go well. But my boss always insists, because we talk to foreign clients, he always insists, oh, do a WhatsApp call, It will be better for you to chat with the person than to text the person. But whenever I listen to him, it slows me down. I will do the WhatsApp call. I won't be able to hear anything from the client, and then still end up chatting with the client. So that's technically what I did. I ended up having to stop doing the WhatsApp call and then text her eventually. So I texted her. I got her contacts. I was able to get all the information she wanted about the property. We have this list that we ask people about, the type of property they're looking for, the pricing, how soon they need it, all of that. So I had finally gotten the information from her. That was like over 2 hours ago. I had started looking for the property for her, and then my boss calls again because he wants an update and things were wasting time and why it took 2 hours to get the information. I had gotten it over an hour ago. The only issue is that he hadn't been informed. But I figured, since we were having this whole back and forth, he should have known that is exactly what I was doing, you see. But I digress. I took responsibility for not telling him that was what I had done. So fine, I took responsibility for that. So we moved on. I was getting the property ready. Now my co-workers were also a different case because it was Saturday. No one wants to be working on a Saturday, but it was part of the job description. So we were supposed to stay and work on Saturdays. They were supposed to leave around 6 and then 9. And my co-worker, I think both of them, they left early that day. One left around I think 4, almost 5. One left some few minutes to 6. I was in the office. I was doing my work because what did I care? I wasn't gonna leave the office because I had shit to do. So from the co-workers, when your co-workers are doing stuff like that, we all have a thing, because it's not the first time that they've left early, and it's not going to be the last. But whenever you leave, you tell someone that, okay, I'm leaving, and if if our boss calls, tell him this and this and this. So fine, he told me, and I was going to relay the information. It's almost 6 o'clock, and I was getting ready to leave. I was getting ready to finish my work and leave. And my boss calls, and I'm like, where's so-and-so, one of my co-workers? Where's so-and-so? And I'm like, he stepped out to buy something, because that was what I was told to relay. I was giving information back because that was what I was told to say. So he was like, when he comes back to the office, I should give him the phone. I was like, okay, fine. A few minutes later, he calls and he's like, have they come back? Can I talk to them? I was like, no, wherever they are. So if you want to talk to them, you can just call them. I didn't say it like that though. But, wherever they are, you can just call them and talk to them. He calls them, he talks to them, finds out they had left the office. And he calls me back and tells me I'm lying to him. I mean, I was lying to him. But technically, I wasn't. Because they asked me to lie on their behalf. So why would there be an issue if, I don't rat out my co-workers? But he had a huge issue with that. Any boss would. And at that time I really couldn't say anything, even though it was annoying. It was very, very annoying. But I just said it to keep quiet and let it go. It was almost closing time, so I just packed up my stuff and left, thinking that was the end of everything. Then Monday comes. So Monday comes. I thought we had deaded this issue. I thought he was even going to be angry about the fact that my co-workers left early, because he docked their pay. He actually deducted 50 cedis each from them for leaving early. I was like, okay, fine, that's your punishment. But then we come to work and then he's on my case for what happened with the client, about the fact that, it took so long to get the information. So he was like, I should write a list of everything that we did that made us so slow not getting the client information. I was like, okay, fine. If that's what you want, then I will make sure that everybody responsible, including you, will know that you are also responsible. I was going to be very respectful about it, and I was. But he did not like that at all. It's like when you're trying to be nice to someone. I feel like when people find out that they have more flaws than you, they just don't like it. And I also feel like it's because he's older. He thinks that he had, authority. I mean, he does have authority, but still, I feel like as a business owner, aren't you supposed to be more open to criticism and also open to helping your workers when they need it? That's where I'm at, you see. That was where I was at with that. So when he asked me to do said list, I was like, okay, fine. If you want me to say that I was wrong about something, I'm also going to say that you were wrong about something too. And we'll be wrong together. And then we figure it out. Fine. So I write said list and then I sent it to him. Now mind you, on the list I was very respectful about it. The very first thing I wrote was about what he, the fact that he wasn't able to get all the information. And it was understandable because you were the first point of contact with the client. It would have been so much easier for you to just speak to her and get all the information, right? Yeah, because I felt like that would have been the issue. That would have just, sped everything up instead of you being mad at us for slowing everything down. You see, so I put that on the list. I also put the fact that we had slow Wi-Fi, and I also put the fact that we didn't come up with the fact that we could put data on the phone. That too was an issue because we'd mentioned that. I remember one of me and my co-workers had mentioned that putting data on the phone would be fine. He was like, oh no, the co-workers in the office would just use it for their personal gain, so he doesn't want to do that. If I had mentioned that at that time, he would have turned to a fight. He would have said, oh, I never said that. But here we are. I sent the list after taking full responsibility for my part, and then also putting the fact that he's also responsible in a way. I sent it, and then this is the message I got. He says verbatim, as I'm about to tell you, that he is the employer, not an employee. So it is not his job to be taking information from a client. This is me wondering. Question number 1: as a business owner, shouldn't you be first and foremost an employee before you are an employer, because you pay yourself from your company, right? Question 2: as a business owner, don't you care to work harder than the people you've employed? Because I don't own a business, but I know that if it was my business, I would have definitely done everything I could to get that client information and called my people and be like, yo, so and so has asked for this and this house, get it done now. That would have been the long and short of this conversation. But no, he says he's not an employee of the company. I was like, I got my face. I'm sorry. Using a little bit of setting powder. The setting powder always makes under my eyes look a bit ashy. I don't know why. But after a while, it just disappears. So then, after he told me that, he started to ask me to rewrite a list of why what I had sent to him was a stupid list. I was like, hey, please, so even my father doesn't talk to me like this, not you. Just because you pay me does not give you the right to talk to me like this. And I said very respectfully, I did not shout, I did not complain, I did not even argue with this man. I said, please, respectfully, I cannot do that because I'm not going to let you humiliate me in front of my co-workers. For what reason? For a reason of a client that we all fumbled. A client we all fumbled, and it's now a problem. A client that we both fumbled. Actually, you fumbled first. So after that blowout, he was livid. I don't even know why, because I wasn't disrespectful in any way. This man got so livid, he was like, drop my keys and leave my office. Is that, if that's how you're gonna talk, then drop my keys and leave my office. I was like, okay, very well. So I immediately picked up my stuff, packed everything into my bag, and I was out of there because why stay any longer? And one of my co-workers actually had the audacity to tell him that I was going to apologize. And there was no way in hell I was planning on apologizing, because why would I apologize to him? Because I highly doubt he would have apologized to me anyway. So it's going to be a give and take, because I believe we're both in the wrong. The difference that I have accepted that I was in the wrong, right? I've accepted my fault in it, but you don't want to, because what? You're a boss. That's stupidity. So after I got fired, I immediately called my best friend. What are best friends for? I immediately called her and explained the story to her. And she took my side. Now I know what you're gonna think, that she's my best friend, of course she's gonna take my side. But funny enough, she's not the only person I told the story to. I told the story to my friends, adults from my church, my own mother, who I thought was gonna kill me for coming home after getting fired. I thought she's gonna kill me. But she's like, hey madam, you're going to talk to this man. This is Ghana. You cannot say nonsense and then get fired. And the funny thing is that I did not even say nonsense. What I said wasn't nonsense. It was fact. It was truth. And he still fired me. So imagine if I had said nonsense, then I've called the police on me. A little makeup tip I've been learning is to use dark eyeshadow over your eyeliner to set it in place. Instead of fixing up the spots that I missed. Yeah, my eyeliner technique is not good yet. So yeah, that's basically the end of the story. After I left the office, just basically met my bestie. I called my bestie. She's like my rock and my lifeline, and we had many beers. Actually, we had one beer because she had work too. The difference that she had to go for work, me, I was going home, so she couldn't just drink that many beers. But she had like one drink, and I had one drink. I didn't want to drink alone, so I had one drink too, and I just went home. I came home and I took a nap. And since then, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. Right now, I am earning a living writing on this app called Dream. That's where I earn a little bit of money. It's not enough to survive on, but I can have my own place, but it's okay for now. And I use it to supplement my content creation, where I use it to buy my stand, my microphones, all of those things. So when I have a stand, I just need to buy other things. And yeah, that's where I am right now. I don't think there's a moral to the story. All I'll say is that, just because you're losing a job doesn't mean it's the end of your life, Like, I lost my job. We're already 6 months into the year, and yeah, I feel like I finally made choices to help put me in the right spot or in the right place. Like, decided I need to actually pursue this channel. I'm not sure how far it'll go, but I am willing to work at it, because right now working for people is very hard, and it's better to be just your own boss, where you are in charge of your own salary and everything, your own salary, your own pension, your future. It's better that way. Just do it that way. So even if you're gonna work a 9 to 5, at least have a side hustle. It's my biggest advice. I wish I had to do a side hustle earlier. My biggest advice for anybody who needs, help, or who feels like they are stuck. Like, trust me, I understand it, and I am going through it right there with you. You might think, my life looks better. It really looks better because I'm actually trying. I'm putting in an effort to change it. So this is the final look. This is what I look like. I actually have somewhere to be. I'm about to fix my hair. Let me fix my hair and come back. So this is the final look. This is me with my hair done. The hair is just not, it doesn't want to stay The bangs don't want to stay. I wish I could cut them, but it took me a while to grow my hair out, so I don't want to cut my hair again. But like, yeah, so this is what I look like after I was done. I actually have somewhere to be and I am running late, but I'm sitting here and I'm recording, so you know, girl stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that's my story, and I hope to see you guys in another channel. Like, I'm not telling this story just, you know, tell for telling's sake. I'm telling it because, you know, I know I'm not the only person who's lost their job. This year hasn't really been that good for a lot of people. It hasn't been great for me, but you know, it's always good to look on the brighter side, you know, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I started this channel, so that I can be of help to people who are going through, you know, these type of struggles, people who need help, people who are stuck, independent people who are still stuck in this cycle, and you feel like your life is not going up or down or anywhere. You know, this is what this channel is for. So if you really need that support, you can come here and I'm not sorry, because I'll be the internet big sister. Okay, so thanks for watching. Don't laugh at my hair or my makeup. I'm kidding, you can do whatever you want. And I will see you in my next video. I really have to go. I'll probably fix this thing later. I'll see you in my next video. So bye everybody.